Isabel Litzler, the place to be to develop your skills and grow your potential. So today I wanted to share with you some trends in terms of employment in Switzerland. So grab a piece of paper and a pen. This video is going to give you a snapshot of what you need to know quickly. Otherwise, if you want the long version, you have the full survey of many pages down below where you will get the details, including salary breakdown, etc., etc. So the first thing I want to share with you is the positions that are going to be in demand in Switzerland for this year 2022. So if yours is in the package, that's great. Maybe that means there's going to be some opportunities for you. So engineers are in demand, obviously, technicians, IT specialists, logistics specialists, supply chain managers, environmental scientists, biofuel traders, and digitalized medicine and regulators. So if you're part of those spheres or job markets, you're going to have a lot of opportunities. The two words that I wrote down for myself is process automation and big data. So if you can add that to your skill set, you're going to be more attractive for an employer if you know how to deal with data and if you can automate process. So of course, this is part of digitalization and automation, the big two words and the trends really going on right now. So number two, what trends did I get out of this survey that I think are important for people who want to get opportunities in Switzerland in 2022? So number one, applicants now have the upper hand. I thought that was big because I've been saying in this video how it's an employer's market, etc. So it's really shifting this year where you have more options, there's more vacancies that need to be filled, so that's great news. Number two is the temporary interim management type of thing. It used to be even a few years back, it used to be bad if you hopped too much. You were looked at as unstable or not really someone that can be trusted, and now it's the opposite. It's actually good to hop. Now, the caveat to that is that if you want to change, it's okay, but make sure you're building expertise in something. You're not hopping from one thing to the other with no connection, but maybe you're doing interim management in your field, and by solving different companies' problems, now you become more interesting if you want to go and find a full-time job somewhere, that you have experience and you've seen different things. I know in my particular case, it really helped me to do interim management because now I have a broad vision of different companies and different structures. So it's actually increased my view 360, whereas most people, they only have maybe one, maximum two sector experience. Number three, sustainable is in the heart of everything. So it's really trendy now to be in sustainable development or to start with startups in that sectors are really interesting. So if you have this experience where you've worked around sustainability, some shape or form, you have an edge to your resume or your experience. Neobanks is actually still interesting and still in demand. So if you work in banking and you have this experience, you're also going to be in demand in 2022. So again, neobanks, working in banking, maybe in offering different services in banking, different offers for clients. I don't even want to get into the blockchain and all that there, but you know, neobanks are still in demand. Global searches for headhunters. So in 2022, headhunters are looking to hire people who are global. So what do I mean by globals? It means that you are here, you are in Switzerland, but you have this broad type of background where you worked in different countries. You definitely know different languages. So if you only speak one, it's not good enough for the Swiss market. You need to speak several languages. So if you're this broad type of profile, you've worked in many countries, you've spanned across the board, you've worked again in different languages, then you're going to have the edge. So headhunters are not just looking for one kind of profile, they're actually looking to increase their scope. And now that people can also work a little bit distance-wise, it's going to be easier for them to recruit also people who may not be exactly on the spot, who may be a bit further. Digital marketing is big because every company now needs digital marketing. If they work with digital, they also need to use digital marketing to reach out to their client base. So that's going to make a difference if you understand digital marketing. If you have good project management skills, that's another trend that I've picked up, also linked with assisting. So if you're an assistant, but you know project management or you know virtual assisting, you're going to be more in demand. You're going to be more flexible also to work online, maybe to organize some of these webinars. So, and now a lot of interviews are also organized online. So you definitely have more client base or more employer base if you're doing virtual assisting. And finally, the last thing, but not the least, which really is the icing on the cake, is to be this versatile type of employee in your way of working. So you're flexible in doing different things. Maybe you can be you can shift within the organization. So it's not so long, it's not so much now that you're just one person, you're just an HR person, you're just a supply chain, or you now have this possibility to span a little bit across the organization. You can be redeployed, retrained, etc. So, so again, the more flexible, the more open you are, the better potential you have for an organization. And finally, what's the summary of all this in a snapshot? So what to keep in mind if you're going to apply in Switzerland. So what I really get out of it, if I look at the analysis of the document, is that you have to keep your skills up to date. So it's always been my view that it is the employee's responsibility or the person's responsibility to keep their skills up to date. So of course, employers have somewhat of an ethical and due diligence in terms of providing opportunities for you, but in the end, it's your responsibility to understand yourself, understand your strength, work on yourself, and understand what kind of training you need. And then the employer can offer also to help you there and to provide some training for you. But I really think the opportunity lies in yourself. So remember to, maybe one question you could ask yourself out of watching this video is, what kind of thing could I do this year that's going to enhance my profile based on everything that I've listened to or heard today? So remember, maybe that helps become this employee plus plus. So you are this HR person or this supply chain person, marketing person. What could you add as a skill to be a little bit more interesting based on all the trends that I've given you today? Number two, own your profile. So it doesn't matter, again, if you have some bumps maybe along the road, if your age is not what you think is ideal to look for a job, there's going to be some interest from the employer if you own it, if you can package it in a nice way, if you have kept your skills up to date. So in the end, age is just a number if you're able to go beyond that. Of course, if you're hung up on this and you're stuck there, then you need to work on that part. But if you understand what the market is looking for, if you've kept up with the trends that I've just shared and maybe also that you've seen elsewhere, then you know how to be someone of value for organization, for business partner, if you're looking for building businesses, etc. So own your profile, keep your flexibility. Again, if you're flexible and you understand the market, age is just a number. And finally, many people left their job. So that's the last thing I wanted to talk about. It was in the news everywhere, a lot of burnout happening during the pandemic. People also realized that maybe they want to be in a different place than where they are now. So that's actually a huge opportunity for you to shift and, replace them. So if you maybe 2 years ago you weren't the ideal candidate because you didn't have this MBA or you were a bit too short, etc., on the needs there from maybe one or two skills, then now maybe is the time to actually go for it. Take your chance, put your resume together, take some of the tips that I've shared with you, maybe take a course and just take a chance that maybe this dream job that was inaccessible a couple of years ago could be now a possibility for you, a very, very strong possibility. And also don't forget the icing on the cake as well is networking. So pick up on networking now, so that you can have also people around you who can support you in all of this, and make sure that you access those opportunities. So feel free to comment below what you think. Do you agree with these trends? Do you have some other ones that you want to add? Do you have any comments based on your job search in Switzerland? Look forward to seeing them, and I talk to you soon. Thanks.